Practice rounds are an extremely important thing to master if you are playing competitive disc golf. Practice rounds should be entirely mental. Just let your game flow as it needs to, and then if you need to make adjustments as the round goes on, then make the adjustments and prepare for your tournament round and prepare for the pressure that you will feel in that tournament round. So I'm out here at Woodruff preparing for the 2025 Spartanburg Spring Fling. I'm going to give you my entire thought process throughout an entire practice round. So we are playing the Woodruff Blues to red layout. So hole 1, 260. It's slightly downhill, but it shapes well for a pushy forehand that ends up getting a skip right at the end. So Halo Esplin Scepter should be the nice pick here. And I want to pull the forehand a little bit up on the left side. I see a tree that's a little bit on the left side, far down the fairway. I want to pull it towards that and have the disc fade back to the right. Get my full routine also. I want this to match a tournament round as much as possible. A little bit inside. Got a lucky kick there. See, as you can see, there's a little bit of an adjustment to be made. There's this fireball. I want to aim at the same tree and just make sure I pull it over to that tree. I know this thing's a little bit more stable, so just make sure we get it pulled over here. A little bit lower, got it straighter. Good skip, and that is inside the circle, almost inside the bullseye. The Scepter did roll OB, but it is also a shot that I do not want to replicate at all. So I want to get it out of my head, not play it, not worry about that muscle memory. I want to have the muscle memory of this fireball. And I will be keeping score for y'all, but me, myself, I will not know what I score until I go back and look at every hole. I'm not keeping a personal score here, so I don't have an overarching expectation when the actual tournament comes around. Hole 2 is 236. It's a regular par 3, same as the white tee, but this hole really has two different ways you can pick from. You can either throw like a really straight backhand that slowly gets to the right, or you can pick a forehand that goes straight and then bails right. It is uphill, so I want to keep my shoulder up and make sure I get over on the disc a little bit more Anheuser. I want to throw the same Scepter. I do want the Scepter on this just because it is more stable. Just want to pull it off that tree that's halfway down on the right, pull it over a little bit from there, aim towards the middle of the fairway to get it over, then fade back right. And that is exactly what I want. Miss everything. That should be parked. That should be absolutely parked, as that is the muscle memory that I want. That is the exact shot that I want. I picked the tree, pulled it over towards that tree, and then went around everything. So we did go a little bit long here, which is fine because normally there is a place to get a putt through, and right here, yes, there is a gap to go through with the putt. And another thing, if you played a course a lot and you know you have a normal bailout zone, if your shot is not as good as it could be smart to go to that spot and play that putt or play that approach if you're kind of shorter on a longer par 3. And here's the next change. There is our first red basket on this hole. It's dead straight, pretty much dead straight. 351, slightly uphill. If you see that tree on the right, you go towards the middle of the fairway and it's just slowly pushing, barely left but very straight. Here, the green is very guarded. So all I want to do is play for maybe like, you know, a 25 footer, and if I get through, I get through, and if I have a shorter putt, I have a shorter putt. But all I want to do is throw my T-bird, a little bit of hyzer, but pull it a little bit on the right side and have it push and then fade into the green. Do my routine here, make sure it's similar on all of my routines throughout the day. Pick my tree, found it, now it's time to throw. That's going to be a little bit left, maybe. Yeah, that will be a little bit left, but that will be okay, I believe. We did fade through on this left side. As I said, it did fade a little bit early here, which I'm fine with. Honestly, if you fade a little bit early, you will have a putt. It's better than pulling it over to the right. So it is an okay miss. But now we do have a tricky putt here. Slight ante that has to hit low left side. try to sneak this one in. Oh, way too high. There it is. Nice little spin anti-putt. But I feel like the collection zone on this left side will be okay. Have our comebacker here. Chained out left side. Perfectly fine with that. As I know, my putt, my practice round doesn't really matter. It's only my putt that day. And as long as I keep on practicing that putt, then I will be okay. So when you step up to a hole like hole 4, 279, really downhill, but a really touchy shot where you got to be very specific about the angle and the speed you put on your disc, it could be helpful to throw multiple off this tee and make sure you got this muscle memory down. Of course, really guarded on the right side. If you can get it pushing left with something that's straighter, I think that's going to be phenomenal. You just want to keep it low and make sure it doesn't go too long. Just punch it out there. Don't really throw. So first I will try inblend alpaca here. Just want to aim at that tree and get left of it a little bit. Just aim at the tree in the center. Maybe not enough juice there, or it just dropped, but that could be really good. Who knows? We'll have to see when we get down there. That's the thing about a blind shot. Here's the Luna. A little bit more grabby plastic here. A little bit more stable too. That one should be good. Like, should be inside the circle. Both of those could be outside. Just depends on the ground play they got, but those are two shots that I really like, and I really want to have that muscle memory if I am walking up to this hole during the 2 rounds we have at Woodruff. Here is the alpaca. It's a good landing zone around here. If you can stop on the left side, it is a good landing zone because there's a lot to catch your discs from going into that OB long there. Got about 25 here. Oh, way pulled. Way pulled again. Never had that happen before. I did find the Luna. We are exactly pin high where the alpaca was on that left side. Just exactly pin high there. That was a little bit high. That's a decent hole aside from the putt. And now, as we step up to hole 5 here, I want to bring up the idea of picking the easiest available shot to get yourself in a position. To me, the easiest possible shot on this 250-foot par 3, just straight uphill, really guarded, but if you can get up to the top level, you'll have a putt no matter what, is I'll play a mid-range, a little bit softer on pushy hyzer on the right side, and as long as I get up to the top level, I'll be fine. If I kick down, I'll have to scramble, but if I can get up to that top level up there, aim at that tree in the middle on the right side, get off of it, then it should be fine. A little bit sawed off there, but that's going to be really good. We're going to have a putt no matter what up there because we are still up there. I'm fine with that memory right there. If I do bail left or if I do pull it more straight, then it will be perfectly fine. So you can tell I was right here. We do have a guarded putt as the screen is really guarded, but this is about 15-20 feet. All we got to do is find a spot. I found it right here, open right side. There's a birdie, bounce back off some missed putts. So if you ever walked up to a hole like this, 165, it's essentially a pitch up to the basket. It's just slightly, it's like an iffy-ish line. But if you walk up to this, all you really got to worry about is making this as easy as possible. And what's the easiest for me is put a little bit of anhyzer on a tempo and pull it over. And just play to the green, whatever putt I have, you know. Screen's really guarded, but I feel like it will be okay. Just want to aim more at the center tree right here and then just pull it over on anhyzer. Exactly like that. Put a really good amount of power on that. Really smooth, really simple there. That should give me a really easy birdie putt. Yep, really good shot here. I could afford to maybe put it a little bit lower, but I don't want to worry about that. Just make that shot simple. Just play this putt. I mean, it's 10, 15 feet here. Make sure that your putts are really focused and really routine-based here, as it will help. Making those birdie putts will help you retain that muscle memory from the shot and make sure, you know, you think, man, I threw a good shot. It gave me a putt that I can make and a putt that I did make. So here we step up to one of the really difficult and really touchy holes here. Hole 7, 265, dead straight. It's a gap hit the entire way. The green does get a little bit quick once you get down there, but there is stuff to stop you. I do want to play 2 shots here. I want to throw my Alpaca and then my Luna. Just want to put them running up and try to pull it towards the gap. If it flips over, it flips over. I know I can scramble on this hole. The only thing I don't want to do is hit that first available tree. It's a little bit low. I mean, that's scrambleable. But I do want to make the adjustment here with this Luna to make sure I can get over on the disc and pull it towards the gap here. It's a little bit too high. That's going to bail left. Got a fantastic kick there, and that's going to be probably inside the circle, maybe a little bit deep. But I was more confident in that pull. The good thing is I didn't hit that inside tree, that first available, both times. Now this shot is probably one that is smart to practice here, because that is a tree that really does guard the gap here. So put the mini down, throw the same disc, just want a little standstill, floaty putter shot. A little bit softed. That's still going to be a putt. Yeah, that is still a putt, about 20 feet. That's still, I think it's still important to practice those small shots if you are maybe, you didn't hit the gap or you're a little bit off the fairway, to practice those scramble shots. Luna did push a little bit deep here. I think I will want the Luna when it comes to the regular shot, so I don't have to worry about pulling that Alpaca over as much. But routine putt here should be, pick my spot and pull it a little bit. Yeah, that's fine though. Here's par from the Alpaca. Hole 8 is another hole that I may want to throw both these putters off of. It's 282, but downhill as soon as you get off that first lip. Really fast green as well. There's somewhat of a backstop, but you just want to put it straight, pull it over a little bit. I find my tree. I want to aim up on the left side, and I just want to put the putter flat on slight anhyzer and pull it down the hill. That's going to be very straight. It's going to bail out left, which should be okay. Now, I know this Alpaca will probably be able to turn over to the right. I did put that one a little bit too high. That's going to be a phenomenal shot, though. I think I will go... I think this one's going to be a game time decision, because I think both are really good shots. It's just going to be whatever I'm feeling that day. So I'm comfortable with both of those shots. All I'm worried about is if I put too much oomph on the Alpaca, it will kind of flip over a little bit. But I think both will be okay choices. So the Alpaca did go a little bit too straight, gave it a little bit too much height, so it's right there. The Luna, also a little bit too straight, but it is down here for an edge of circle putt. If I had to pick right now, I think it would be probably the Alpaca, just so I can throw it and make sure it will turn. Really good catch. Really good putt there, too. That's going to be a little bit right. I made the first one, so it's okay. So here, let's move on to a hole 9. I mean, it's downhill the entire way, then it goes back uphill a little bit into a green that's going to stop your disc. There's essentially, tonal shot, there's OB, creek before it starts. You go back up. I've always been iffy about this hole, but right now, I think my first instinct is just throw a little bit of a flex forehand down there, something faster, and play into that hill. Find my tree. There we go. That's going to be really, really good. Yep. Right next to the basket there. And I think that will be my choice. Although backhand putter is not a bad choice at all here. More height things that you have to deal with there. A little bit tougher to keep it straight, but I do like my chances on this hole. I think it is very, very important for you to be able to simplify your thought process down to a science. And that's what I've been able to do with my game to a large extent. And I feel like that is a shot right there. That forehand is a shot that I can replicate. And even if I don't hit, the exact line that I want, it's still going to be a decent shot. More than likely, it's not going to go OB. So now we go to a really open hole here on hole 10, 500 feet, par 4. And since it is par 4, you want to be able to play a safe shot that does set you up for a relatively routine second shot. And now since we're in the open, we're going to get more wind. So the plan here is throw my Halo Esplin Roman on the right side, if it fade back to the left, and then play a forehand. Need to find my tree. There we go. Don't put myself in a position to where if I pull it, still should be okay. That's a lot of hyzer there. That's still going to be fine shot. A little bit longer of a second shot there, but that still should be fine. I feel pretty decent in this range right here. We do have some wind still, but this is just my thought process is give myself a really simple shot to where as long as it's routine, I will still have a putt at the basket for the bird here. Find my tree. I'm just gonna throw this drop on a little bit of hyzer, pull it a little bit, play the skip. So just smooth this out there. Gonna be a little bit inside, but that is still well okay. I'm fine with that. If I get a little bit further, that makes that shot simpler. Maybe I'll go stand still from here as well, but I am fine with that shot as it was really routine. Since we did end up early here, we did get some unfortunate ground play to a spot that I don't play that often. So that's a really good reminder to myself that I need to focus on every single shot and make sure I do what I want to do on every single shot. So uphill putt, about 20. Off. Just off on the putt right now, just a little bit. So we'll end up with a par. This is a hole that I do really want to birdie, but I know as long as that second shot is better, I am going to be in such a better spot to get that birdie. Slow down just a little bit. All right, right there. There, that's a really good putt right there. That's a really good confidence putt. Hole 11 blue is the monster of this course, although I think it is one of the most scoreable holes on this course. As long as you get outside this gap, it's 690, plays downhill off the tee, then plays to 11's normal fairway, just goes straight and slowly moves to the left into a raised green. So right here, I'm just thinking about getting out of this gap. That's my first and only thought here, as long as I can get out of this gap. So I want to throw T-bird, essentially flat, maybe slide and hyzer, and find my tree and then pull it on that angle. Okay, so that was not a good pull right there. That's going to end up left because I did pull that over a little bit. Maybe here I want to go with one of my straighter T-birds here, put it on a flat angle or slight ante. Just make sure I hit this gap, and that should be my first and only thought here. That's not going to be good enough. Just pulled it, left it 2 nose up. Okay, so I'm more comfortable with this blue one here. I think this is what I'm going to throw. So we just want to play back to the center of the fairway here and still play for the birdie, which is very much in play. Oh yeah, that's perfectly fine. Center fairway, should be able to throw putter from there. So as we look at this shot right here, I know I've done it a lot of times, but it's still a shot that does take some technicality. So I'm going to throw both my Alpaca and Luna just to see if I can get this twice. Just want to hang this a little bit on the left side and have it go straight. Maybe a little bit too much height, or perfect height on that. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Luna here should just be essentially the same shot, maybe more flat though. Did pull that a little bit, get under the leaves. Okay, that needs to sit. It will. That's still a putt, but it's just going to be a game time decision on whatever I like. It also depends on the wind, but that should be a birdie save from the side of the fairway. So in a practice round like this, it is your body mechanics job to make sure you know how to throw all the shots that you want to, but it's your brain's job to make sure you know how to score when things get off track. That almost spit out, but that's a really nice birdie save. I would love to get the eagle here if I can get that T-bird almost thrown into the ground, play it short, end up a little bit right. I can play a mid-range into the green, but use my head there and took a really easy birdie. So when you walk up to a hole like hole 12, I mean, dead straight, but it's extremely guarded gap hit. 174, fast green. You just want to try to make this as simple as possible, or just pick out whatever sticks out most to you. What has sticked out to me after playing this a lot has been the low forehand with an approach disc. So, as long as that hits something, that got a dead skip, so that will be a putt, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Oh yeah. Perfectly fine here. Get to play a shorter putt. I mean, that's pretty routine, as long as I keep my mind on that second putt. The first one went in though, so that's the birdie. So now we get to the hole that has troubled me ever since I started playing it. I know this should be a forehand that works right to left and fades out at the end on the inside. As this goes 318, dead straight, and once you see that second telephone pole, cuts right. But for me, honestly, I find more success and more consistency if I throw this turnover. So that's what I'm going to try to do. If it doesn't work, I am going to give the forehand a shot. So that's just 2 inside. I mean, that's pin high, but really lucky. So it also will depend on the wind there. But just to make this kind of easier on myself, I'm going to go faster so I don't have to worry about really having to play something more touchy. So I'm going to throw this DD3, a little bit of Anheuser, pull it over from the right side. See, that's too high. It's way too high. So I'm going to try one more here. That's going to be the Luna on that turnover line, where I don't have to worry about it torquing over as much. See, again, that's 2 inside. Hit the tree. That's still a putt. So I think as long as the wind doesn't mess with me, I will play that turnover. So as you know, that flex forehand should be the routine shot, but for me, putting it nose up and having to deal with that right side is really iffy for me, and I know I'm more consistent throwing a turnover like that. Oh, a little bit low on that putt. There's the adjustment. But still, I think just hang out, turnover putter, and play for a putt. Now as we walk up to hole 14, this is just really an initial gap hit, and then you have to deal with some late guardian trees, and if you hit those trees, you'll have a longer putt. If not, then you should have a decent putt at the basket. So I just want to play drop, find my tree, just throw this flat to slight hyzer, and just let it go into the green. This should just really be a really simple shot here, really routine. Maybe a little bit more hyzer than I wanted, as long as that gets through. Yep, really dead skip there. Don't want to think about anything like an ace there, but just want to get into the green, play for bird here, and make sure I have a routine swing that hits the gap really often. It is so very important to know what the limitations of your game are and know what your game truly is. And I had no other thought but throwing drop on that hole. Even with the headwind that popped up there, I knew that I was going to throw my drop there, put it inside the bullseye, and get a really easy birdie. Just because I know what my game is, and I implement that into my practice round, so I play a high percentage shot. So we step up to hole 15, 270, slightly uphill into a not so guarded green anymore, but it is a dead straight shot where you have to hit a gap initially. So I just want to play a putter. I just want to throw my Luna on slight hyzer, have it push straight into the green, and my only thought here is just not pulling it or pushing it to the left and pulling it to the right. Just playing this shot straight as I can. That's a little bit inside. See, I think I want to get another rep here with the alpaca, because that was not as committed as it could be. So just want to take a breath, calm down, and throw the shot that I want. Pick my tree. Pull that over. See? That's where it gets in your head. So I'll throw one final shot to try to make the adjustment. Just got to be in between those two there. Here's the tune. See, that felt weird, but that's going to be easily the best shot of the three. I'll probably still throw Luna, just depends on the wind, but just make sure I have the shot in my mind and I know how I can shape that shot. So you can see the Luna did sneak through on that left side, but that should not be our baseline in my opinion. Our baseline should be a shot that we know we can do consistently, and that's pull one to the middle and play up the center. So we got a weird putt like we did on hole 3 here. See, hold on. Yeah, that's just a tough putt. We'll just take a par here, head on to the next hole. The good thing about having a tournament on your home course is I know what I want my shots to be. And it's easy to be confident in what I want shots to be. So 312 on hole 16, par 3. I mean, you just want to play this straight, and something that gets to the right into really guarded green, just really slowly works to the right here. And what I'm going to do is try to throw the scepter flat to slide Annie up the right side here, and just want to have it fade out, and then have someone to putt after that. Problem's pulling it or leaving it outside. That's going to be pulled, and that hit something late. Starting to get a little bit of rain here, but let's keep our heads. Here's a tougher putt, so I want to make this simple. Just going to pull it to the outside. It's going to take away my ability to really make the putt, but I just want to pitch it up there. Yep, and that will work. That'll be a par, so let's pick the pace up. Let's go to hole 17 and get the last change of this layout done. Hole 17 is a hole that's probably the hardest birdie out here, but I know how to get it. 366, par 3. Goes straight, and it cuts to the left. You have to go over a creek, which is OB, and the stakes are pretty non-forgiving. So my thought here is just to throw one of my more stable T-birds, give it some height. If I get it on the right side with some height, it will fight through and have the opportunity to get over that creek. So find my tree here. I want to pull it at that. If I go OB here, that'll be fine. I could more than likely save the par. At worst, it'll be a bogey. That is way too low. Got a dead skip. I want to throw that shot again with a different disc here, though. That is an Exodus. It is less torque resistant, but more stable than the T-Bird. Just got to make sure I don't throw it into the ground this time. Slow down my run up just a little bit. A little bit too wide. If that gets to skip over. I don't know if that skipped into the OB or not, but we're going to be playing the T-Bird regardless. So yes, the T-Bird is safe, but it's not very close. So we have a putt here that we could give a slight run to, but I just want to be safe here. So flat to slight hyzer here. That's going to be way, way safe. Honestly, a bad approach there. I want to play this one a little bit more right. Oh, that's almost a run. Yep, that's perfect. Let's go see where that Exodus is. Yep, the Exodus is OB. This entire area is marked by stakes, which I don't really like, but it is OB. So final hole right here, hole 18. It's 221, slightly downhill, par 3. I mean, it's just dead straight, very straightforward. Green's kind of fast, but as long as you just hit the gap, you should be fine. Should be my alpaca. Just want to finish off strong here. Oh, that was I think I hit like 5 trees in that shot. That's just a bad pull. I'm fatigued right now, just because I haven't ate anything today, but throw Luna as well. So try to finish off with some fireworks. It's going to be a little bit left. Hit the tree, fell straight down. It's unfortunate. Try to throw in for some fun here, as this is a pretty routine landing zone, honestly, if you don't hit the gap. That's going to not get there. Yeah, not high enough. But that'll be a par. And that is a full practice round of me out here at Woodruff showing you my mindset going through that round. This is practice round 1 of 2 that I need to do for spring fling. So I need to go over to Tiger and get that one done. Be on the lookout for also a practice round for Tiger. But if you want some of the discs that I've been throwing today, go to joerobdiscs.com. Use code RWEST71 for free shipping on anything over $20, I believe. Phenomenal selection. Thank you for watching.